Hello, everybody, and welcome to our 32nd episode of the Minutes of Mindfulness. I am your host, JC Conway, and as always, we are incredibly grateful to have you here for the 32nd time that we have done this Minutes of Mindfulness series together. Super excited to have you here today. And today, I kind of want to talk about something that I think a lot of us shy away from, or we try to avoid as much as possible. And I've talked about this subject before, and I just think it's worth revisiting the subject of failure as often as we can. And there's different ways to look at failure. There's different ways that failure creeps into our lives. And specifically this week, what I want to talk about is how do we deal with failure as it pertains to our own goals. So you might notice that the setup this week is a little bit different. And the reason that is because behind me, I have my list of goals that I keep throughout the week. You might be wondering why I do it on such big pieces of paper. I actually had it handy, so I've been using it for the last few months. I don't always do it on this massive piece of paper, but that's how I've been doing it lately. And my wife and I are actually doing it that way, both right now. We both seem to enjoy it. So anyways, the reason I bring this up is because this week, it's been crazy. As you guys know, my wife and I are moving to Canada, and as you can imagine, there are a lot of different things that are involved with that. And we've talked a lot about uncertainty the last few weeks and leaning into uncertainty. And my wife and I have been doing a really, really good job as far as dealing with uncertainty as it comes up. However, what I've been really struggling with lately is the fact that I haven't been able to get done the stuff that I say I want to get done. So every week, every Monday, in fact, I write new goals. And what I've noticed is the last 2 weeks, I haven't really been able to get all of those goals completed. And the reason I want to bring this up is because my therapist actually had a conversation with me a couple of years ago about what it feels like to fail. How do I respond to myself when I don't reach one of these goals? Even though they're my own goals, for some reason, if I don't accomplish what I say I want to accomplish, it creates a lot of suffering for me because, you know, I'm very much type A. I'm very much high strung. I'm very much competitive. I'm ambitious, and I have a lot of goals and a lot of things I want to do. And when I don't complete my goals, I tend to beat myself up. And that was kind of the gist of my therapist's conversation with me was, to try to write down, basically here's what he said. He said, write down 5 goals each week. And for a week or two, only accomplish 1 or 2 of those goals. And purposely don't accomplish the other 3. And when you do that, notice what your mind tries to tell you about yourself for failing to reach your goals. Sit with the failure, marinate in the failure. And that's actually a really, really powerful way to be mindful about the stories we tell ourselves. Because as we know, if we can see the stories that we're telling ourselves on a regular basis, we can change the stories because we don't have to believe everything we think. And it's just a really powerful concept for me. But here's what's also awesome about, writing down goals and failing. You know, there's an old expression that if you shoot for the stars, you might fail, but you'll land on the moon. And that's a really, really powerful statement. Now, if you look at my goals this week, I'm actually going to get out of the way a little bit to see. So see if you guys can see here. I had a lot of goals this week. And I'm going to go through each one just to show you that I was not able to really accomplish what I wanted to this week. One of the things I needed to get this done for work, I was able to get this done. I wasn't able to get this done, unfortunately. I was only able to meditate 3 times this week, which really bums me out, but hey, life happens. I was only able to work out twice this week, and I was able to get out of bed and think of 3 things I'm grateful for every day. However, if you look at that, I've got 5 things that I want to accomplish this week, and I only accomplished 3 of them. But had I not wrote down any goals, I wouldn't have accomplished anything this week, really. Or I would have really been, navigating through my week without any sort of compass or direction. And what's cool about writing down your goals, say I wanted to work out 6 days, 5 days a week, I only got to 3, that's still 3 better than 0, right? So part of today is realizing it's okay to fail. But part of today is realizing that we have to be intentional about how we live. How do we want to show up? We need to write down goals in order for us to realize, or in order for us to set the course for how we want to show up in the world for the next, month, week, year, 5 years, whatever it might be for you. So without goals, we're flying blind, but that's okay, because if we fail to hit all of our goals, we just need to see it with mindfulness. Notice the stories that we try to tell ourselves about how failure is not an option and how we are less of a person if we fail, because those are just simply not true, and you know it deep down in your soul. So this week, Try to write down 5 or 6 things that you want to accomplish, and just know that you're only going to do 2 or 3 of them. See what it feels like to leave things on your list, look at the stories that you tell yourself, but also be grateful for the things that you do accomplish. If there's 5 things on your list and you accomplish 2, that's 2 more things than you would have done that you wouldn't have done had you not written goals down. Writing down goals gives us inspiration, it gives us direction, but we have to be careful about beating ourselves up for not reaching those goals, because really at the end of the day, we're only accountable to ourselves. And if we're beating ourselves up because we're not finishing everything on our list of things to do, we really have no one else to blame but ourselves for that. So with that, guys, thank you for checking out our 30-second episode of the Minutes of Mindfulness. I am incredibly grateful for all of the feedback I've gotten so far. Everyone who's shared my videos, everyone who's commented on my videos, who's given me feedback. I just want to take a second to really say thank you. I make these videos to serve you guys, and I hope they're serving you well. I understand that this is not a perfect process yet, and these videos aren't perfect, but I'm learning and growing too, and I'm failing forward. So bear with me, guys. I'm here to serve you, so let me know what you want to see in the future. But really, at the end of the day, I just wanted to say thank you. And with that, guys, I hope you have an amazing week. Write down some awesome goals. Be okay with failing. Be kind to yourself. Stay mindful, stay blessed, and we'll see you next Sunday for our 33rd episode of the Minutes of Mindfulness series. Thanks, guys.